It came to this. It says, now, we believe that the 14th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States guarantees that no person can be denied life or liberty without due process, and that the states, therefore, are free to pass laws protecting those rights. After 51 years, because of us, referring to the Dobbs decision, that power has been given to the states and to a vote of the people. We will oppose late-term abortion while supporting mothers and policies that advance prenatal care, access to birth control, and IVF, in parentheses, fertility treatments. So that's what it's been boiled down to now, from a much longer and much more robust discussion of the pro-life platform and the dignity of the human person and human life. I would, however, like to just take a minute to compare it to the Democratic platform. And I just want to make it clear, like, we are 100% pro-life. The goal is an America where every abortion is not only banned under law, but it's just unthinkable because the culture of life has triumphed in our culture. Here's what the Democrat platform says, and this is the 2020 platform. We're not expecting many changes. They haven't rolled out their 2024 yet. Democrats oppose and will fight to overturn federal and state laws that create barriers to reproductive health and rights, read abortion. It goes on. We will repeal the Hyde Amendment, which prohibits taxpayer funding of abortion. We will protect and codify the right to reproductive freedom. And they're talking about either a constitutional amendment or a federal law that will codify what was Roe v. Wade, a Supreme Court decision, into federal law.
The Trump campaign contacted Catholic Vote about the platform change in language, and we said, look, if you contain any statements affirming IVF, we're not going to do it. We're not going to sign it. We understand that they have an election to try to win, and they have to be nimble, and we're glad that they kept the language about the 14th Amendment. In general, overall, the platform's pretty good. We wish it just didn't include the stuff for the IVF, and that's why we said we would not sign on to it. But in general, the reason why other pro-life groups like Susan B. Anthony List and Students for Life are happy with the language for the most part is because there was backroom attempts to try to gut the 14th Amendment part of it, and they wanted to keep that in there. It's like that's a principle that we hold true to it. There are still principles in here in this platform that would contradict some of the planks that they have. So like the support for IVF. As Erica said, we fight to build the future America where people also recognize that as a violation of the human person. But that's going to take a while. I like to try to remind people, not only would you not get 60 senators in the Senate to get rid of IVF, I doubt you get 20. You might not even get 10. There's this thing in politics they call the Overton window. And it's this idea that there's only a range of options that are at any moment politically palatable to people. So right now, you could try to convince the American people, have an argument, hey, should we ban IVF? It's like, you can have that argument. The American people, they're not even willing to consider that. But they are willing to consider, hey, should we ban late-term abortions? Hey, should we let states ban abortions? That argument itself, whether or not allowing states to protect unborn children, by banning abortion, that was considered radical or extreme not even that long ago. And we do have Donald Trump and his 3 pro-life appointments to the court to thank for changing that window. So again, some people are frustrated with how the platform ended up, but I have to say, I remain more happy with President Trump's first term in office, like his actual record. So I understand when politicians run for office, we have been so used to politicians saying the right things and writing the right things down on paper before the election, and then after the election, they screw us. Donald Trump is the first person in my lifetime who actually governed better than they campaigned. So maybe he understands, like, hey, you have to be a little bit more nimble during an election season. You don't want to commit to things. You kind of want to hedge your stuff. And a lot of conservatives have been so frustrated by being burned, they want to lock down the candidates. And no, you've signed this pledge, do this thing. It's because we're so used to losing. And I have to give credit to Trump actually being a little bit more nimble in the election. Like, I don't know about signing that. I don't know about this pledge. And then he gets in there and he puts great people in office. I care more about his record, and I expect a second Trump administration's record to look a lot like the first, more so than this kind of the machinations of a party platform.
If you liked that video, you'll love the next one we picked out for you. Click here and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.